Happy Friday, Kathy.
Happy Friday, Michelle. How are you?
Oh, TGIF and all the good things.
TGIF indeed. Is it still getting cold? Well, of course it's getting colder up there, but are you getting any kind of reprieve, any sunlight, any like changing of the colors that are keeping you happy that it's fall?
It was sunny today. I have my curtains just open a little bit because otherwise it washes me with
Yeah.
with light during any meetings or whatever. But it was definitely sunny today. But it was 32 degrees when I woke up this morning. So I did have to boost the thermostat a little bit because I did not want my feet to touch the floor. I don't have carpets and it's cold.
I cannot blame you there. It was
Yeah.
cold and rainy all day, so I'm getting to wear my like longer sleeve shirts for the first
Nice.
time since like April. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready for winter here. It's actually kind of nice. It's like very Seattle-y outside, and it's actually kind of nice
Oh,
for a
nice.
change.
Reminds you of other times and other places.
Yeah, it's cool.
So if
So
I'm judging just by the top of what I can see on your shirt, I'm guessing WP Engine at WordCamp. Yep, St. Louis, WordCamp US 2019.
yes,
The only time we
yes,
were there.
one of my favorite word camps of all time. That one, and well, there's a bunch of them, but that
Yeah.
one was so much fun.
It really was. And I actually follow City Museum on TikTok because
Do you?
that City Museum, they show all the really cool things. Did you know that there's a whole floor where people live? There's like apartments.
What?
Yes.
Whoa.
They're
I
like
had no idea.
they're like apartments that you buy like in New York City style buy, right? But they're like
Okay.
$350,000 to $650,000. Because they're so
Whoa.
Art Nouveau and all of the wackiness that goes with the rest of City Museum. So yeah, follow City Museum on TikTok if you're on TikTok. It's super interesting to see all the different things that they have on there. The back stuff that you don't see when you just visit.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I have to tell Ben and Hannah, when we do like the pre-show for the podcast for
Uh-huh.
Cadence Beat, we always end up talking about that word camp because of that museum. And
It's so cool.
it was such an amazing experience. It was just unforgettable. So I hope we get to do something like that again in it's Maryland next year, right?
Yeah, Maryland. It's a much closer flight for me, so I'm happy about that.
I bet.
6 hours on a plane or whatever. So yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
So you looked like you were going to say something before I interrupted you about City Museum though in your t-shirt.
Oh no, I was just going to ask you how your week went. How was
Okay,
what's going on?
So anybody who's listening, you're going to miss out on what I'm about to show people, but I invested in my podcasting. Like I've been podcasting for like 3 years now. And I finally like upgrading equipment and things like that. So I invested in Elgato key lights and the Elgato Stream Deck. So I can push a button now. Watch this. Watch what happens. Oh, no, it's not going to do it. Watch. Come on. Oh, they disconnected. All my lights usually shut off.
No.
Yeah, I just did something on it beforehand and they disconnected. But I'll show you real quick. Hold on. I have an app for it too. The lights, like literally it feels like it plunges me into darkness. Watch this.
Oh wow.
Is that a huge difference? These key lights?
That is. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to send me those because I have key lights. I just don't know where they are. Like when we moved, they were in like the husband's, like all the equipment stuff. I'm more of the software person. And then, the guys in my family, my husband and my son are all the hardware. They're the hardware, anything wrong with the car, that's like their deal. And, something wrong with the car, I'm like, new car. So I have key lights somewhere, but I have no idea where they are. And of course, that I'm pretty sure that brain cell was Control Alt Delete for my husband. So not an important one. So I have no idea. So I might have to.
I will link you up afterwards. But also, awesome. I had bought some what were called key lights on Amazon last year for like $30, $40, something like that. And I was like, these got to be just fine. Oh my gosh, they are like, I turn them on and I'm like, my eyes, it's so bright.
Oh no.
And it's either bright or not, right? So like those were terrible. They're LED lights, but they're just, the quality is not there. But I also invested in Stream Deck. And I was like, I don't even know what to do with Stream Deck. So like I can open Twitter with it. I can push a button and Twitter just pops up in. I'm supposed to be able to turn on and off these lights, but for some reason, when I added the mute unmute for Zoom, it undid that, but I'll fix that. But this is my most exciting button. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Hold on, I'm gonna move my speakers closer to my microphone. Okay, listen.
That's the best.
Some other sounds I could add on there.
Awesome. That sounds fun.
Like I want to add the old
Perfect.
why I oughta.
Perfect. Oh
Like
my
that out in
gosh.
meetings, nobody will know where it came from. I love it.
It's like going to be Michelle's morning zoo, right?
So funny. Well, I also want to tell you something funny that I'm planning for Monday morning. Now this podcast won't go out until late Sunday night, early Monday. So hopefully he won't listen to it before then. But I'm co-hosting this week in WordPress on Monday, which happens to be Halloween. So if you're listening to this on Monday, happy Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm dressing up as Nathan Wrigley on the Nathan Wrigley podcast.
Nothing can be more
Long gray
perfect. I am so going to be there for that. That's perfect.
Long gray wig that I'll pull into a ponytail and a grayish beard that I have to trim because it's too long. I look like Gandalf right now in this whole thing because I haven't ponytailed it or anything yet. But yeah, so if I'll put a picture of this in the show notes, so when people see this, they can click over and see the picture of me as Nathan Wrigley. But I'm not going to put it on. We always meet 15, but people don't know. We meet 15 minutes before the show starts on Monday mornings. And I'm not going to have it on at that point. And then he actually puts on a loop for 2 minutes, right? That like talks about it's like a commercial kind of thing. So I'm going to mute my camera and quick put this costume on so that when he brings us all into the room, there I'll be. And I have to wear a WordPress business t-shirt because he always has on like a WordPress business t-shirt. So I'll have my Stellar WP shirt on. I'll have the wig. I'll have the beard. And it'll be all I can do not to just giggle until I pee myself.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait. I am so, if you're listening, you are so blessed to have like the inside scoop on this. You have to see this. So definitely
listen to this before that podcast. Tune in. It's and because time change happens overseas a week before ours does, it's at 10:30 Eastern. On Monday, and it would be at 1:30. No, it's still 2:30. I'm sorry, I can't even do time. It's at 10 o'clock Eastern, which is 2 o'clock UTC time, so for British time. So so if anybody knows me, you know that time zones are my arch nemesis. They are my kryptonite. So so go online and look those up to make sure I haven't messed you up at all. But we always tweet about the show an hour before it anyway. So, but yeah, I cannot wait for him to see me as him with black glasses and all. And it's just gonna be fun. It's gonna be
fun. Is so great. That's so fun. I'm so excited. That show is so much fun to watch anyway. And just the people who show up and chat and share their perspectives on things. I learn so much all the time, but Nathan just has so much fun with everything. So and he's such a good sport about stuff too. So it's, I've had friends of mine come when I've been on and they come and they like troll me in the chat and I'm just like, why are you doing this? Exactly. I mean, it's funny and everything, but it's like lots of times inside jokes. And Nathan's like, I don't quite get this. Like, you're not supposed to, please. Sorry. But he's just got such a great sense of humor and such a great sport about stuff. So I can't wait. He's going to just laugh. It's going to be so perfect.
Gonna be fun for sure. So I might have spent a little bit of money on this week on lights and stream decks and wigs and beards. It's gonna be worth it because I am so looking forward to it.
That's so perfect.
What was your most recent? I'll tell you my other most recent purchase in a minute, but I want to ask you, what's your most recent for fun purchase? Like, you and I spend a lot of money on things that we need in our lives, right? And medical bills, but for ourselves and our loved ones. But what's your most recent like I don't want to say frivolous, because doing things for yourself shouldn't be considered frivolous. It should be considered, self-care. But what's the most recent fun purchase that you made just for you or for fun?
Oh, geez, what have I bought for myself that's fun? Um, okay, so things that I'm like enjoying right now,
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yes.
You know what? Someone at work sent me chocolate.
Nice.
And so then I go to the grocery store. It's Hannah. Hannah's one of the people I work with on Cadence, and she sent me some chocolate. And so now when I go into Whole Foods, like she and I like the bougie fancy chocolate. She bought this and sent it to me. Now I go into Whole Foods and it's just like, oh, look, it's Hannah chocolate. So I bought myself some Hannah chocolate. So if I buy myself like fancy chocolate, and that kind of makes me happy. And then the other thing that I've bought that's kind of frivolous too is I did the bottomless coffee thing. And I'm loving it because I've just been like drinking the same coffee for like years. Like this small roaster in Southern Oregon that I really, really like. I just wanted to try some new things. And so I've had like 2 bags sent, and they've both been really, really good.
Yeah.
So I used your like little link. So, but I'm
awesome.
really enjoying that.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I'm really excited about is I just upgraded my machine to Ventura, Mac OS Ventura, and it has that continuity camera. And so you can use your phone as your webcam, and then you can also like show stuff on your desk. And I haven't gotten that all hooked up yet, but I've been playing with it. I just don't have a way to put my phone up there yet, but I'm like super excited about that. So I've got a lot.
Sounds cool.
I've got toys. I'm blessed with all the toys, and I have dogs that are fun, and I like buying stuff for them because they're like my TV, right?
Yeah, toys and and it's the bougie chocolate. Like Hershey's just won't cut it anymore. It just No, you gotta get the good stuff. I've been dating a guy who never lets me run out of Lindt truffles. And I've gained like 20 pounds since I met him a year ago. Because he'll be like, how you doing on candy? And I lie now and go, oh, I don't lie exactly. I don't say I'm out of it, but I say I don't need any more yet, because that is true. It doesn't mean I have any, but I don't need any more yet. Oh my God. So good.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah. Good chocolate. Yep. Got to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's not like you're going to eat chocolate for like breakfast. Well, maybe I've eaten chocolate for breakfast.
I was gonna say, excuse me, I'm a grown up. I can eat chocolate for breakfast if I want, ma'am.
But it's just like a little here and there, and I just break off a little piece and savor it. And I always think it's just like memorable stories that stick in your head. Every time I like put a little chocolate on my mouth and just savor it, I am instantly transported back to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and just how they describe how Charlie just would take the tiniest bite and savor everything that he could get out of it. And I like, for the rest of my life, like since I was a kid, that's like how I eat chocolate. I'll take like the tiniest bite and just like get the most out of it.
I wish I feel like I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I've got it. Okay, I'm good now. No, I do like to let it melt in my mouth until it's gone, because you really can savor all the different flavors, especially like when like truffles have stuff in them, right? So like salted caramel one where it's like, ooh, now I taste the caramel, now I taste the salt. Like, oh yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm not quite the glutton I make myself out to be, but sometimes.
Well, when you get the good stuff.
Other than the lights and things, which I consider investment in my career.
Yes.
Even if they do go. I'm never gonna get tired of that. I purchased something this week. It's actually on my neighbor saw it on my porch, and she brought it in and put it on my couch for me. So it's there for after this meeting. I'm gonna go open it up. I grew up in a town called Easton, Massachusetts. And Easton, Massachusetts is, Massachusetts, Salem, like all of that is all up there. All that witchcraft, all of the, that witchcraft, the witch hangings and all of that happened in Massachusetts. Well, in the 1700s, somebody wrote the history of Easton, Massachusetts. And when I tell you that this book, it's a bound book that's about 3 inches thick, it is ridiculously thick, right? It's like this thick. It's such a big book.
Yeah.
And when I was in the 3rd grade, around Halloween time, our teacher started reading us stories, the folklore out of this book. So I was a very scared child, and she scared me shitless. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was terrified. I was the only girl in the family. My brothers got to sleep together. I slept with the Bible on my bed because I was terrified that a
Oh,
witch
no.
or Dracula or a ghost or something was going to come get me into sleep. I slept, I would fall asleep shallow breathing so that if a ghost came in my room, it would think I was already dead. When I tell you I was terrified,
Oh my gosh.
I am not
Yeah.
kidding about how terrified I was. And this book had like stories of like the woman who was a witch, but her husband didn't know. And at night she'd turn into a cat and she'd go around the village and everything. And one day she came home before she turned back into herself, and her husband saw, I remember this from second grade, right? Or third grade. Her husband saw her and beat this cat with a broom to get it out of its house and knocked its eye out. And the next day his wife was missing her eye. Like, this is the stuff
Oh
I was
my
told when I was like 10 years old. I was terrified of this stuff. So I just bought that book. I found it on eBay, and I was like, I want to read it as an adult. I'll skip the boring stuff about like town meetings when they decided what the zoning laws were and stuff like that. But there's another story that like when Satan arrived in Easton, Massachusetts, he fell out of the sky and landed on this giant boulder. And there's 4 imprints in this boulder of his cloven hoofs. Well, do you know that boulder was on school property, and our teacher marched us right out there on the recess and showed it to them? So yeah,
oh my gosh.
So I have always tried to overcome fear by like just putting myself right out there, right? So
Yeah.
I used to be afraid of death, not dying, just being around death, right? And so in college, I volunteered at a hospice so that I could actually be around death and overcome that fear. So I'm going to read that damn book. I'm gonna get through those stories. I live alone. It's dark at night. I'm still gonna read the book. But yeah, that was my like frivolous purchase recently. I spent $27 to get this book. It's sitting on in my living room. It's like, that's my weekend project. I'm gonna read that damn book.
Right before Halloween. You're
right
brave.
Before, it has to. I mean, if I read it after Halloween, that's kind of let down. I actually have a witch's hat. I might put the witch's hat on to read it and light a candle. I mean, I'm just gonna throw all caution to the wind. Summon my cats around.
The veil is thin.
I have a black cat too, so I'm just saying. Maybe I am the witch. I don't know. I'm worse.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah,
I like what you're doing there, facing fear in the face and just saying, you know what? I am more than this.
Yeah.
Not gonna let you be affected by it. I love it. Yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard to do, and I love that you're doing it.
There are things in our life that we truly should fear. Like, we shouldn't stand in the middle of the road and hope the cars don't hit us. That's a dumb thing, right? We shouldn't walk through a pit of vipers and hope that we don't get bitten. Like, those are I'm never going to do those things. I'm not going to walk on hot coals. I'm not going to walk across Legos. I mean, I'm not doing the things that are actually, harmful or painful or potentially fatal. There are certain things in our lives that we should be afraid of, but there are other things that we should be able to look in the eye and say, that has no power over me anymore. And so, and you and I have been, as we talked before, we've been through a hell of a lot in our lifetimes, and especially in the last year. And like, there's very little that actually scares me anymore. So it was a good time to read this book.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so somebody, I can't remember who, but they said, what you want is on the other side of your fear. Like, everything that you want, there's something that's holding you back from achieving whatever it is that you want. There's certain things that I would like to, bucket list types of things that I would like to do. I'm not quite sure how those things are going to happen, but there's definitely like this fear of, I don't know, judgment, or like it's going to fall flat if I try, or whatever it is. But people stop themselves. Yeah, there's so much more that we can do in our lives, and we stop ourselves. I stop myself, at least, because of fear.
Yeah, for sure.
So I love the example of you just going after that thing that when you were a kid.
What I'm hoping is it's not the most boring book ever, and the teacher only read the 3 most interesting pages out of this 1,000-page book. We shall see.
That could be. See, now when I was a kid, I was deathly afraid of the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Like I was super little when it was out, and I was horrified and scared. And still to this day, I see Donald Sutherland doing the thing, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, that's scary. And I told my kids like how I was like petrified. I was like at my friend's house and I had to walk home, and I was like, Body Snatchers, and I was petrified. And they watched the movie and they're like, you're scared of this? Like, it's like I was. It was different then.
That was me in the Amityville Horror, and I never even watched it.
Yeah.
It was just the commercials. I've still never seen that movie. It was the commercials that put me over the edge.
Yeah. I think I
so
saw it like it was on like repeat or something, and my uncle had it on TV because I never went to the movie theater to see it. It was like on TV or something, but it still petrified me.
Well,
But
when we moved from Massachusetts to New York, which is where I live now, the first house we lived here was a 200-year-old house. And my parents didn't tell me until we no longer lived there and I was a much older person that the back step to the back door was a gravestone turned upside down. And that was because if I had seen a gravestone walking into my own house,
no. Game
our,
over.
Our local
Can someone else adopt me? Yeah, like get me out of here. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
The local psychiatric ward at our big hospital here is called R Wing. And so like I would have been in R Wing if I had known that, because I was already afraid to live in an old house. Like to know that there was a gravestone right at my back door would have put me over the edge, as they say. So
yeah.
I'm better now. I'm much better now. So watch my Twitter this weekend. I'll be tweeting out pictures and stuff from this book.
Exciting. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Well, next week I want to talk about the first week of Twitter under Muskrat, and we'll see how that goes.
Oh my gosh.
That's a scary
thing. It's yeah. I've looked at a couple of things and I'm just like, okay, well, I guess we'll see what happens. It's definitely, but I don't know. I'm not going to get too like worried about it. I don't know. It's just lots of drama.
Yeah.
Always drama. So much drama.
Well, I saw something on Twitter for the first time today that I've ever seen. So I was talking to you before about how people will tag me and things that they don't follow me. I don't follow them, but they'll tag me to try to like make it look like there's some level of endorsement there.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't retweet it this time, but I did reply and say, why am I tagged in this? This is really shitty marketing. And no one should ever use a company with this level of this kind of marketing. And Twitter, before I hit tweet or reply or whatever, and Twitter pops up this thing that says, people don't usually like this kind of a response. Are you sure you want to tweet it? And I've never seen that before. And I was like, fucking right, I want to tweet it. Sorry, I swore. But yes, I did. I tweeted it. And I was like, damn proud of it. So
yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, no, if there's going to be any kind of chilling effect, because well, he keeps saying that he's doing this because of free speech and everything. So we'll see how if it's for me and not for thee or whatever's going on. It'll be very interesting to see. But I don't know. There's so many different social networks these days. It's like I don't think anybody's got like the corner on a conversation. So now that there's so many of them, it's like, all right, y'all. Let's see who's can provide the best experience.
What I said to one friend today, as long as the block and mute features still work, I don't care.
Yeah.
If it does go away, forget it. But
it's always funny to me when I come through the scroll and I'll have a friend who says, you are an idiot. And right above it, this is a tweet from somebody you've muted. And I don't even look. I'm just like, I have good friends.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Too funny. Well, one more time. There we go.
Perfect. Woo.
Well, everybody, we hope that our spooky, funny, scary stories carry you through another week. Stay motivated. I don't know if we're motivating or if we're just silly, but I like it either way. And Kathy, I wouldn't want to be in this with anybody other than you. So thanks for keeping me motivated.
Yeah, thanks for keeping me motivated too. And everybody enjoy your chocolate.
Absolutely. Trick or treat. Bye.
Yay. Bye.